I think that if we win in Oregon and they win in Colorado with Amendment 64, and a lot of us had problems with Prop 19, and there were the provisions of that. There was some dissension in California, but our opposition is going to look at 502, and if it doesn't pass, they're going to think, well, that shows people aren't in favor of marijuana legalization. It won't talk about the specifics that patients had a problem with or marijuana growers have a problem with. It'll just be a defeat, the same way that Prop 19 was a defeat. But I think if all of those initiatives pass, it could be much akin to the fall of the Berlin Wall or the toppling of Lenin's statue in Red Square, that the whole edifice of marijuana prohibition will crumble. If that happens, in 5 years, we're going to be talking about a huge new industry, several new industries, not just one. Steve D'Angelo and I both were there at the inception of the hemp industry in the early 90s and late 80s, as several other people here in the audience have been as well. I think that the hemp industry, when it's freed of the shackles and the economic artificial barriers of prohibition, I think that the hemp industry will dwarf the cannabis marijuana industry. I think hemp fuel is going to be the primary engine of that. I think hemp fiber is going to be a large component. We already see hemp food in most of the stores, and $1 billion industry. It really is a $1 trillion industry now. In 1937, Popular Mechanics, it said that it was $1 billion industry. It's a $1 trillion industry now. Dave Sieber is holding up a piece of hemp fiber board. He helped pioneer the production of that at Washington State University back in the 80s. And so I think that when we replace petrochemical fuels with biofuels, and particularly hemp fuel, that instead of putting all our money into the energy industry, is the world's largest industry. Currently it goes to the sheiks in Saudi Arabia, the despots in OPEC, the corporatists in Exxon and Mobil, and that money, instead of going into those folks' pockets and their Swiss bank accounts, will go to our farmers and our communities and just realign our whole economy. There'll be a whole new set of problems, of course, but I think that we're on the verge of creating several new environmentally sustainable industries that'll change society and our whole economic paradigm.